This is Mark Gunn, and you're listening to TeeVo and the Beard.
Welcome to another episode of TeeVo and the Beard.
You cannot see it, but I am TeeVo, and that is the Beard.
And today we're going to be talking...
We thought that was going to be another double the pleasure, double the fun for you this week.
Not so much.
You can thank Supergirl.
And iZombie a little bit.
Yeah.
And even thank The Flash a little bit, because we're not going to have... I mean, as always, Agents is going to take up a majority of the episode. For the most part, though, I will go ahead and warn our listeners that we're going to go straight into spoilers, because especially like with Supergirl, it just deserves to be spoiled.
Is there even anything to spoil?
There's not.
That's
the sad part.
But before we get into the shows, I'm gonna take an icebreaker here.
Okay.
Now we always talk about movies and TV and various things, but let's get to know us.
Okay.
Let's get to know TeeVo and the Beard.
Okay.
In other ways.
Yeah.
You clearly know us one way.
Yeah.
Let's open another door.
Okay.
Let's talk about food.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're recording around lunchtime today.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's right. So, here's a classic question.
Okay.
If you could live...
Pizza.
That's it?
Pizza.
Pizza? You thought about this?
Pizza is my...
So, but for anybody wondering what the question was, if you could only live on one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
It has to be pizza, because it has... And I'm just saying pizza as the umbrella term, because you can have so many different varieties.
I won't make you choose a specific
pizza.
one.
Yeah, that would be like choosing your favorite child. Yes. Couldn't do that.
Mine would be chicken wings.
Chicken wings, yes. Okay. Would you just have like plain chicken wings?
Well, just like you with pizza. That's an umbrella.
Okay.
Now, I'd have to take some more time to think of a specific way cooked and flavored.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use that as the umbrella.
Okay. Yeah, now as long as I can still have anything to like drink with the pizza, if I don't have to just have pizza and water all the time, then yeah.
So that would be you.
Yeah, definitely pizza, because you can have breakfast pizza, dessert pizza, you can have...
Even the square cafeteria food ones?
Yeah.
I miss those.
I do, yeah.
For those who don't know what I'm talking about, when I
For those who grow up with healthy lunches.
Yes, when I was growing up in the public school system, for breakfast and on Fridays, they gave us this square thing. It came in a plastic wrap.
Covered in grease.
Yet, I miss it so much.
Yeah. That's because it would just slide down your throat. You didn't even have to chew.
Or you could fold it up like a taco.
Yes.
However, or if you were really rich as a kid, you could get double pizza.
Yes.
And stack them like a sandwich.
Right, yeah.
And depending on the side you got, you really could have made a sandwich.
Yeah, yeah. Because, again, pizza you can top with about anything. So you got a little macaroni and cheese on the side, throw it in there.
And it's one of those things that, you saw it all the time. And you thought, I am tired of this. And then suddenly you grow up.
And you want that garbage food.
Not that you can't afford better.
Right.
But it's something that you miss.
Well, sometimes the cheap stuff, you just kind of have that nostalgic feel for it.
Nostalgia is a killer.
It is. Yeah.
Speaking of nostalgia, today... it's two things.
Yes.
One is a national thing, and one is a personal thing.
Yes. May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
I'm even wearing the Star Wars shirt.
I am not wearing anything Star Wars because I am seeing Guardians tonight.
And I'm seeing it Saturday, so our listeners will get to look forward to a spoiler-filled review.
With the both of us.
With the both of us, yes.
Not just
seeing it the same week,
yes.
even.
So I'm wearing Marvels today for the Guardians. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited, and like the Beard said, we can't wait to... dive right into it. Speaking of dive right into it, let's just go dive into these shows.
Let's start with Supergirl.
It was filler galore.
I'm going to read my synopsis here. Okay, everybody sit back, get your coffee, whatever. A bad guy kidnaps the person who is most important to our hero and demands that they break an evil guy out of jail. So, Trope City.
Yep.
Yeah. And who is the big bad? A person they knew in high school.
Yes.
Thank you, Supergirl.
Thank you. So, by reading the synopsis ahead of the time seeing it, because the DC shows, I don't mind.
Yeah.
I could just already tell. The title is called Alex.
Right. So who are they going to kidnap?
Alex.
Yeah.
And not to be mean to Alex, but I just, either it was going to be a filler or she was going to finally come into this arc. of the Jacksonites and Earth. So I was like, okay, I don't think that's it, though.
Yeah, I was hoping that she was kidnapped by, Terry Hatcher.
Yeah.
Nope.
Terry Hatcher did have a B plot with Lena to elaborate more on last week's cliffhanger.
Yeah, there were B plot, or as we like to call it, exposition, the entire time. Because nothing really happened with that either. It was like explaining what's going to happen.
Yes. But it was more important than the A plot.
Definitely. Where, Alex gets in a tank that eventually is going to get filled with water, and she's not going to die.
Yes.
Even though at one point I was actually hoping for it.
Well, the only reason I was rooting for it was because this A plot has made no impact on the story whatsoever.
Yeah.
This will make it.
Yeah, you have Kara who wants to punch through everything, and you have Maggie who wants to take the sensible way out, and they butt heads.
And then at the end, they switch sides, and and then learn that, we have to work together, blah, blah. We learned a valuable lesson.
Yeah, and the bad guy is going to be a real bad guy. And I like, though, I want to say it started well, because in our last episode, you mentioned how you're happy the Guardian's there, so Supergirl doesn't have to worry about bank robbers.
Yeah.
And then the very first thing she takes care of is bank robbers.
Yep.
And I thought this was going to be a really good episode, but no. No, if you did not see that episode, don't worry about it.
Yeah, honestly, if you're wondering, do I need to watch this episode?
Yeah.
We just said it.
Yeah.
The only thing you have to know is that, yes, Rhea and Lena will be working together.
Yeah.
For what? Don't really
know.
Yeah. Is it a nefarious reason? Well, totally for Rhea.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
But is Lena in on the nefarious part? We don't know.
Yeah. And Lena she's doing that tropey, like, I'm a good guy. No, I'm going to help a bad guy. No, I'm not going to help the bad guy. Yes, it's like, get us off the roller coaster and let's move on with the story here. And what happened to Katniss?
I don't know.
Because I almost feel like I missed something in one of the past episodes because they seem to have just disappeared.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know that's all I want to talk about with Supergirl.
Yeah. But Mon-El was great.
And
like the one line.
Love Mon-El.
Yeah.
Love Mon-El.
As someone who's kind of a superhero too.
Love Mon-El.
Yeah. So he was great in the episode.
Yes.
Nobody else was really in it. So.
I mean, sure, A for effort on... The only thing that I really enjoyed watching was Alex MacGyvering a life preserver out of her pants.
Yeah.
I mean, for sequence-wise and stunt-wise, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like something the character could and would do.
Yes.
Yeah, so kudos for that and for...
It's just a shame it was in a very fillery part.
It's like you couldn't have done cool stuff like this, like, last season.
Yeah.
So on to iZombie.
Wow,
yes.
Yep,
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we got.
Yeah, so I may have watched this episode more than once.
My name was Randy during it.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to be a caricature artist now.
Yeah.
And I one of the best lines in it is climate change is my safe word.
Yes.
That was a great one, because in this one, I guess we can kind of run down the plot line a little bit. Liv is on dominatrix brain.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she didn't want to be.
She didn't want to be.
Old one. That was an interesting twist on it.
Yeah.
Because I liked when Clive came in, it's like, I got a case, and they're like, you're kind of missing a big vital part of this whole thing. They're like, we need to be on the crime scene with the brain. This is old. And her body was cremated. And Robbie was like, ooh. About that.
Yeah. That blue brain we got back there, the one that's been in all the pictures for the promo pictures and stuff like that?
Yep.
That's important now.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, that's hers.
Yeah. And I like that...
she made country fried brain.
Yeah, I like that. Because it actually looked good. Yeah. But I like that where she's been given... Her powers have been upped by Blue Brain, so hopefully they're going to continue with that, use it to their advantage. And I like also that people outside of Team Z are now noticing when she goes into like these little trances.
I like that they finally showed us like what it looks like without the special effects.
Yeah, she's just staring at the screen there,
because we assume she does that,
right?
But
we never... It's one of those things where, okay, even though the vision is maybe 30 seconds...
Yeah.
is she in that trance for the entire time, or is it just a split second in the real world?
And the answer is she is in it the whole time.
She is in it, yeah.
Because that scene in the office was great.
Yeah.
Because they put us in the vantage point of anybody else that's ever around her when it happens.
Yeah.
Mostly Robbie.
Yeah.
And she's in mid-sentence and just...
Yeah.
And they're like...
Where were you? What's
going on?
Here?
And then someone answers, I think she's having a vision.
Yeah.
And she's still in the trance.
Yeah. So, but I think it was, while this one was also kind of a filler episode.
I thought it was a better filler episode. Well...
It moved some things along, like Donnie.
Yes.
Yeah, it moved with...
Major. It was. I thought it was better than the last two, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get the sensation of the first two episodes where I didn't want it to end, but I was happier watching this one.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. So
not for the groceries, only gross reasons, but right. I thought it was actually well done. Robbie wasn't sad anymore.
No, yeah,
I think
we're
it
getting
helped.
Old Robbie back.
I think it helped because there was no Peyton in this one.
No.
I think I was.
I didn't miss her.
I didn't miss her at all. I was about to say I was completely fine with it.
Yeah, and when Major was bedridden, Robbie was sitting by his side, which makes a lot more sense.
Yes.
So it's like they listen to us.
Yes.
It's like, don't put somebody who doesn't know medical stuff beside the person. Put someone who knows what they're doing.
Exactly.
So, do you think they're going to try to kill off Major with this, or?
I have no idea where they're going to go with this. I hope not.
No, yeah, because we're starting to like him now.
I do like Major. I don't know what we're going to get in this one, but we'll see, because, the season's going to keep going.
Yeah.
But, they haven't even killed Blaine yet. And he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And, this is a whole...
But everybody loves Blaine. Everybody loved Blaine from even when he was, like, the worst of the worst.
That's true.
Yeah. That's their cash cow right there.
That's true. So, in essence, I don't know.
Yeah. And at least we got to see Liv do more stuff.
Yeah, that was actually good.
Yeah. She was part of the episode
and
again.
The crime actually felt somewhat important again. The A plot police procedural actually felt important, unlike the others where it's like, this doesn't matter.
And they didn't stretch it out for the whole 45 minutes either. It was kind of wrapped up quicker than we're used to seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, it just felt like it mattered.
Yeah. But to kind of backtrack and then segue, speaking of killing people off, The Flash.
Yes.
So we now know who Savitar is.
The only thing about the reveal that I don't like is that every single comic book website singled it out a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's, while, again, we don't know how, why, what's it going to do with the rest of the episodes. That could
definitely be more interesting.
It could be more interesting, but the reveal itself, it's just everybody pegged it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I even mentioned when Savitar was speaking through Julian, he calls himself the Future Flash.
Yeah.
And I was kind of curious if it was the Future, Flash, I'm talking to you,
yes.
or if it was I am the Future Flash. And
yes.
Yeah, come to find out, that's the one
Future
it was.
Flash.
Yeah. And when me and my wife were watching this, I said, well, at least it's not Tom Cavanaugh.
It's not Tom Cavanaugh.
So, I mean, maybe we need to be more specific when we say anybody but HR.
Speaking of Tom Cavanaugh, what was the Tracy?
Tracy Brand.
Yeah. She's supposed to be how old in this?
I have no idea.
Because the actress I looked up is 42. So it doesn't feel that icky.
Right.
With HR coming on to her. But if she's supposed to be like a grad student?
Yeah.
Just like, whoa, HR is. Pull the brakes, sir.
But how old is HR in, like, Earth 19 years?
That's a good point. But it's just like, whoa. I mean, yay for you.
Yeah.
I mean, who am I to tell you? You cannot.
Right.
Muse one woman, but just, whoa.
Yeah. And we know from, Barry going into the future that Tom's got a little game there. HR's got some game.
Yeah, so
I think just the actors, the two actors together had really good chemistry.
They did, yeah.
I'm hoping they do. I know she's going to be in next week's episode. I don't know if she's going to become like a member of Team Flash.
Well, she knows the stuff, so.
Yeah, and they let her, I like how they let her know, like, fast. It's like, we're not going to drag this out for 2 episodes. We're going to get in there, we're going to show you your future self.
Yes.
Which, thankfully, she did freak out a little bit about, because that would just be expected.
Yes.
But yeah, it all they sped it up, as a speedster should do.
I enjoyed Killer Frost in this.
Yes.
I think Killer Frost's outfit in this Earth is better than her Earth 2.
I
think they used a lot more hairspray in the Earth 2.
Yeah.
She's got a nicer back.
They have a great ozone in Earth 2, so they don't have to worry about all that.
She's got a nicer back, because her hair looks a lot nicer here.
Yeah. It looks... Earth 2, she looked more like a Batman villain sort of thing, like a Adam West Batman type villain, where it's very cartoony sort of thing. This one looks more like a realistic, and I use that term very loosely, since she was doing the Silver Surfer Iceman sort of thing around city.
I wonder what they did with that. It's like, so we're just going to let it melt, or...
I know, right? Or we're going to flood this street. It's, No, they did. I think they did pretty good, though, with the graphics as far as that goes.
Yeah, I didn't. It didn't deter me or anything.
Yeah, since they've been kind of hit and miss lately with the special effects.
Yes.
Yeah.
Going back to Savitar.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, people, if you still haven't caught up, Barry Allen is Savitar.
Yeah.
Future.
Yeah, I guess we should have mentioned that with the reveal part.
Future Barry Allen is Savitar.
Yeah, and this is like ultimate emo. If we thought the last Barry was emo, this is like emo to the next degree.
Yes. And again, why I was sad was, like you said, not just you, but everybody pointed out the whole, I am the future Flash. Do you mean I am the future Flash, or I am the future Flash?
And sadly, he meant he was the future Flash.
Yes.
I was really hoping for Robbie.
I was just hoping for something that people didn't get.
Yeah.
I think that's where it kind of gets a little boring. If we can guess it so soon, why do the song and dance of months and months and months of speculation?
Yeah.
That's just,
But see, knowing that it's Barry, and that's why Killer Frost said yes so quickly, doesn't make any sense, because Killer Frost knows that present Barry is trying to get Caitlin back.
Yeah.
So why, seeing Barry, would she automatically say yes to joining his team?
Obviously, maybe because he was wearing a very scary suit. I don't know.
But he was out of the suit when she said yes.
Well, he has a scary face.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
But the one thing I hope from this... Last season kind of, made it a little tough, but once the bad guy shows his face, because if you notice in the first season, with both Tom Cavanaugh and Matt Lesher, they just kind of did a distorted version of their own voice.
Yeah.
That's fine. Season 2, you get a whole different actor to play the voice.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for Teddy Sears, it rendered Teddy Sears not scary when he revealed himself as Zoom. Going to this season, we have Tobin Bell, voice of Jigsaw. Very famous to voice Savitar. So naturally,
and uncredited though.
Yeah. So you're hoping, so whoever's in the suit. Once we found out it was in fact a suit. That's not the person. Is that person still going to be scary? And I'm not going to lie. When he said, "I told you, Barry, I am the future Flash," I was like, I'm not scared anymore. Right. I'm not scared.
But at least, see, the difference with the voices here that I'm a little bit more forgiving in this season is Zoom just had on Zoom outfits.
Yeah.
Savitar is got like this Transformer robot outfit on, so there could be like a voice modulator thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that one I can give a little bit more to. But yeah, future Barry's voice is not scary.
Well, I just hope that the character is still scary. Yeah. Once Teddy Sears revealed himself to be Zoom, I almost stopped being scared of Zoom as much.
Yeah.
Even though he killed Henry Allen, but he just wasn't scary anymore.
Well, they also made the mistake of not giving Zoom like any sort of real interesting story.
Yeah.
With that, with Savitar, I mean, since in the comics Savitar, as far as I know, is still completely unknown who or what Savitar is. They have so much more free reign they can do with this, and they can.
And also, there's more of a reason. They haven't explained why.
Right, and they can make it interesting and keep us that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I hope.
Yeah.
Because once Zoom took off his mask, and we saw it was Teddy Sears, it was like, oh, really? That's it?
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, well, we'll see where this goes. And then he just became a creeper.
Yeah.
And not like because when Tony Todd was Zoom, it was like, wow.
It was creepy creeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was scary. Now it's like, ew.
Yeah. When he revealed himself, it became like that, you're not allowed around schools or any place where there's children.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So hopefully with this one, just, again, even when he even put the Tony Todd voice a couple more times after the reveal, he was like, I'm still scared of the voice, but I'm not scared of anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that doesn't happen again this season. It's like, oh, am I still scared of you?
Right. Yeah.
Because this whole time I was. Am I still scared of you?
Right.
We hope.
And we'll see. We got 3 more episodes left, and there's still much they can do with it. I'm hoping that, as much as I don't want Joe to die, I'd rather him die than Cecile, because it seemed like they were really pushing us to remember her in this episode. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, we have this other character.
Yes.
You haven't seen her in ages, but she's kind of important.
It explains why HR was on the roof with a sniper this time around.
Yeah.
If, they brought in Tracy, and he seems to take a big liking to her.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly, he has more at stake.
Yeah, and I like the whole Cyrano de Bergerac thing.
Oh, yes.
Him and Cisco are doing, because I was like, did he memorize all that stuff?
Oh, no.
We know HR doesn't know.
It's like, oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah, and then when she finds out, it's a very quick forgiveness scene. Learn something from that, Supergirl.
Yes. The only other thing, what do you think of the Cisco being mad at Julian thing? I'm not feeling it.
I think Cisco's mad at himself, and he's taking it out on Julian. I don't like this. I was really starting to like Cisco, and this is kind of pushing the opposite way now. He's becoming the emo character there. Yeah. It's like, no, just get over it. It's all right. You've been through worse.
Yes.
Yeah, and we know you're afraid of accidentally killing. I'm just gonna call her Killer Frost now. We know you're afraid of killing her. Don't take it out on Malfoy. Yeah. We're liking Malfoy now.
I do, and I don't know. Maybe maybe it's off-putting because we as the audience understood why he did that. Yeah. Even at full risk of her being Killer Frost.
Yeah.
But we're like, well, I mean, can you blame him?
Yeah. And one thing I'm confused about, though, okay, I know he broke the necklace, but they've had no time to either repair the necklace or make something different.
Yes.
That they could throw on her when...
Like when she was unconscious?
Right. Because I was really...
when we're speaking on that scene...
Yeah.
I'm glad it was actually addressed in the show. But, so the whole point of that scene was for Killer Frost to kill Tracy.
Right.
So Cisco and Killer Frost get into a fight. Cisco manages to get the upper hand. Savitar shows up while Tracy is standing right in front of him.
Yeah.
And he chooses to rescue Killer Frost.
Yeah.
And the whole time I saw that scene, I was like, you realize you could have got her.
Right.
And there was one person that may be able to stop you.
Yeah.
And then I like that the very next scene, Iris asked that same question.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, good, you're aware of this.
It's like, oh, somebody else is watching also, not just the audience.
I was like, you realize you could have got her. Yeah. And I don't think Barry could have stopped you.
Right.
You could have got both, honestly.
Right. Yeah. You could have just taken out everyone right there.
But you didn't. So guess you didn't really learn, did you, Barry?
Right. So, I'm hoping, though... I know we're getting a season 4.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that Killer Frost stays Killer Frost.
Yes.
And that Tracy takes her place in Team Flash. We're getting really cool HR, so I'm hoping we keep getting more of that. Cisco needs to turn around, and Wally's hair needs to keep growing. Because Wally is going to have a full-on afro by next season. At this rate.
I don't want an afro. Do you remember Gerald from Hey Arnold?
Yes.
That's what I want.
It needs to just grow straight up.
Yes.
Yeah. And not even with it being like cut that way. It needs to be explained that because of the Speed Force, his hair is growing vertically.
I would like the afro of Hey Arnold.
Yes.
That's and so far we're getting closer to that than a real afro.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of Speed Force, I love that when Tracy's trying to think of a term for it, HR's like, so Speed Force?
Speed Force?
Yeah. Maybe you should call it that and like me now? Go get coffee? And the coffee that's called Zoom.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, whoa.
Like, okay.
Yeah. There's even marketing within the show now.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. So do you want to hit the main
event?
Main event now?
I think so.
Yes, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Wow. That was an intense episode.
Wow.
On many fronts.
Yeah. They have not let us down with this framework arc.
So, first of all, let's start off.
Mm-hmm.
I like the show started with the scene straight from the kind of break before the Agents of Hydra framework thing.
Yeah.
Where it shows Yo-Yo hooking both Simmons and Daisy and hack their way into the framework.
And I love that they use that to reintroduce us to the characters.
Yes.
And
I love it showed.
Thing.
Yeah, I love that it showed. Oh yeah, there are other people there.
Yeah.
And they've been in there for a while.
Because there's Yo-Yo, Piper, and the other guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Piper's the only other one. I hope nothing happens to Piper.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, those other two guys, they're dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I kept listening for their names in this episode, but if they said them, I've completely missed it.
But I like that it showed, oh yeah, that's right. There are people there.
Yeah.
They're not just sitting, well, they are just sitting around, but
yeah.
they're doing stuff.
Yeah. And I like how the jet's running out of power and fuel and realistic things.
Yes. And they had to turn off cloaking. But oh no.
Yeah.
We'll get back to the oh no.
Yeah.
Going back to the framework.
Yeah.
So
Madam Hydra is still incapacitated.
Yes, but not for long.
No. And Fitz has taken over and put the world under martial law.
Yes.
And I assume the world. I assume Hydra just controls the entire planet in the framework.
So the majority of the team that needs to escape the framework is assembled. But I gotta say the whole. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to be complaining about it, but it just felt so getting old. Simmons, the whole I'm not letting Fitz go thing.
Yeah.
You know,
she does have the idea that she uses to get Simmons to follow her, though, is not one that to get Fitz to follow her, is not one I saw coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just overall, like when Daisy is saying, we gotta get out, like now.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
It's like,
but it's not like the framework's gonna automatically shut down when you guys leave. We can still come back. We know how to get in here.
Yeah.
So we can still come back for them.
And also, as you saw, Ada is very fond of Fitz, so I don't think she is not going to shut it down without.
Yeah.
As far as we know, she was not going to shut it down without Fitz.
No. Yeah.
Just
because even in robot form, she loved him.
Yes. Yeah. So it was just one of those things like, oh my goodness, Gemma, get over it.
Right.
Like sometimes you gotta make the tough decisions.
Yeah.
And this whole episode was one of them.
Mm-hmm. So I've got to say, even though my little prediction about Trip being brought in there for important reasons was not... They didn't use the convoluted idea that I had about why he was in there. I do like that they're making him the Patriot for the framework.
Yes.
I'm hoping that
we actually get to see that.
Yeah, because I like that they're taking stuff from like the older Marvel things now, because there was a Black Patriot before.
Yes.
And they're keeping with that.
And let me ask you this. Mm. So the various people have asked Jed Whedon. Mm. So with the machine that makes a whole brand new people.
Yeah.
Is that a way we can get someone like Trip or Ward in the real world? And he basically said, don't hold your breath.
Yeah.
Do you think that is smoke and mirrors or real?
The Whedons have been known to do smoke and mirrors before, so I wouldn't
My thing is like, well, if it's not, then okay, sure. I understand. But obviously if it's yes, you still can't just tell us.
Right. Well, being that Slingshot won a Webby, I could see them doing a Patriot webisode sort of thing, where it's like, we're not going to do a full season, we're not going to Agent Carter you or anything like that, but we're going to give you like this hour-long thing broken up into 6 parts or whatever, and give it to you that way. That way, you don't take that much time away from the actor who, like you said, he's going on to do possibly do other things.
Possibly.
Yeah. And but we're still going to give you what you wanted.
So
we're
going to give you're more fond of seeing Trip as Patriot than Ward come back.
I want both.
Yeah.
But realistically speaking, I think that it's more realistic that we get an hour-long Patriot webisode than getting Brett Dalton back full-time.
We shall see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting. I wanted to ask you.
But yeah, it's not like J.J. Abrams where if J.J. Abrams was directing this and he said Ward is not coming back, it's like, oh, he's going to be here full-time now.
Yep.
Because we don't trust anything you say, Abrams.
So, wanted to see about that. But either way, I mean, it was a little let down when I read that, but I understand. I mean...
But I do know that if they were... I trust them that if they were to bring Ward back, it would be because it's critical to the story. They're not going to just bring him back for fan service, just to have him.
Yeah,
they're going to make him critical.
Right.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get that question out of the way.
Yeah.
But
well, I know how you and my wife feel about Brett Dalton. So.
Well, it would be a nice callback. And this time.
But I think even as Uber fans like you guys. You wouldn't want them just to be background eye candy sort of thing. You'd want
no. Yeah. Well, the only reason I would want him back is because I think this version of Ward could serve some good plots for another season. Mm-hmm. Because it's not like they're going to have to rehash the, oh dear, he's a guy we can't trust thing again. It's a whole different person. And
then maybe Sky can just smack Simmons and be like, get over it, he's a different guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like literally smack her.
Yes. Quake her.
Quake some sense into her.
Yes. Quake baller.
Yeah.
Just a tiny quake ball.
It's like, shut up, Simmons. I know you're mad about your man. Let me have mine, though.
Yes. Let's see. What's another really good thing?
We got the May and Coulson relationship coming back.
We do, yeah.
And Coulson always with the blue soap. I've been fashioning my own soap for so long now.
And then later she's like, did you just say soap?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
The one thing I did read after I watched the episode is very interesting and, not surprising. But so these people, particularly Coulson, particularly Fitz, particularly May, they woke up. They have 2 lives worth of memories.
Yeah.
That's going to suck.
And I love that they address that, right when Fitz comes out, it hits him.
It hits him hard, and
it should.
We see our Fitz. But we just saw how panicked he was, and just love the.
I'm getting chill bumps here thinking about that scene.
When he looked at Mace's empty pod, and realized, oh my god, I killed him. Yeah, I killed him. I did it.
He's like, I'm the one that sent out that order.
Yeah. And he felt so terrible because you remember he kept saying it felt natural. Yeah. He was like, yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, because as far as he was concerned, that was him doing it.
Yeah.
No computer program, nothing like that. But yeah, because that was one thing I was worried about that we've talked before, where when they come out the framework, if they don't remember anything, then what was the point of the arc?
Well, exactly. Yeah. Because when they did the framework, maybe the lead into the first episode back, we're all still thinking, well, this is what if?
Yeah.
So what if?
Yeah.
I like that, even though, it was a what if arc, it still has repercussions.
Yeah.
There are consequences, a la Mace.
Yeah.
Sure, it's a what if. What if he was really a patriot? But he died.
Yeah, and it affected the real world.
Yeah. And I like that, when they woke up, they're not just like, oh, yay, let's just continue our mission. It's like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
I think Coulson will have an easier time because...
His brain is scrambled anyway.
Yeah. Him and the framework, and I think...
He's been to Tahiti. He can handle the framework.
Well, and he started breaking in the framework anyway.
Yeah.
It helped with, Simmons and Daisy.
Yeah.
But you could tell he was close to being as Coulson as you could get.
Right.
And if anything, it might reinforce that he needs to be in leadership.
Yeah.
So maybe the framework did good for Coulson.
Yeah.
May, I don't know. I'm curious to see what May.
And, well, like we talked about before, in the framework, she wasn't that changed of a person because she was just like, this is Hydra version of May versus S.H.I.E.L.D. version of May.
Ward.
Right.
Ward was not that different from our Ward.
Yeah.
It's just both May and Ward of the real world and framework, they were changed. They went the opposite way at the moment that changed them.
Right. Yeah.
But they still were that person.
Yeah. Where you take somebody like Fitz.
Wow.
Because, May and Ward, they had one singular thing that changed them.
Yes.
Ward had a different person come up to him about S.H.I.E.L.D. May saved the girl.
Yes.
That was their one thing.
Now, and we see how, and thanks to watching the show and knowing the framework, we see how both sides. So this is what happened. It's like those Pick Your Destiny books.
Right, yeah.
It's like, this is what happens if you turn to page 4 versus
we can hold our finger on that one page so we can go back and go, no, that's not the one I chose.
So now we see both sides.
Yeah.
Both Fitz, like you said.
Where Fitz is like, we're going to give you this Choose Your Destiny book to start with here, and then we're going to give you a completely different book.
Yes.
Because we're going to let your father live.
Yes.
Yeah, and father raised you here, so.
Yes. Here, your life was to kill a mockingbird, and your next life is Lord of the Flies.
Basically,
yes.
yeah.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's like, with the others, it's like, here's book 1, Lord of the Rings, versus book 2.
Yeah.
You're still, still saying sorry, but just different things.
Yeah, we just changed the ending a little bit. Yeah.
But, yeah.
So Fitz, he's daddy's boy.
Yes.
And he's willing to do anything to help Ada.
Yes.
Or Ophelia. Excuse me, because how dare I call her Ada.
And speaking of Alistair, Simmons pays a visit. We're back in the framework.
Yeah, we're back in the framework.
Simmons pays him a visit.
Yeah.
And I knew he wasn't going to crack.
No. But she goes in there, she tries to be level-headed at first to say, tell Leopold to come with me.
The key word is try, because at that point, everybody was like, okay, let's go back in the real world.
Yeah.
Where is Simmons?
Yeah. She didn't go out and try to get Fitz, did she? Oh, of course she did.
Yep.
But she just went straight to Fitz, right? Nope. She's holding a gun to his dad's head.
Yep.
Oh, okay. This won't end well. Yeah. But the thing is, I think it's a good thing that they left the framework when they did, because I think Simmons was getting taken too much into it.
Yeah.
Because she didn't really seem to see Fitz's dad as ones and zeros.
Yes.
She saw him as...
Technically, I don't think she saw anybody as ones and zeros.
Yeah.
When it was not convenient for her.
Yeah. If it was just some extra or some kid in the street or something like that, they're ones and zeros.
Yes.
But, if it was Ward or Fitz's dad... If it was somebody, like a major bad guy, no, they were real.
Yeah, they were real.
Yeah, so she ends up shooting his dad in order to make him chase her.
Yes.
Which works.
Which worked, even under the direct order against Madame Hydra.
Yeah. And I got to give kudos to Fitz, the actor.
Yeah.
Because the heartlessness that he has when he sees his father's corpse... Mm-hmm. And when he commands to go after her, I mean, that's pure evil right there. And then the scene where it's Fitz versus Simmons, and he's like, get on your knees and say you're worthless. It's like, this is not Fitz.
No.
And I cannot think of any other actor that I've seen that sort of jump from one to another like that. Even Ward doesn't go that far.
No. Because again, like we said, Brett Dalton's character, aside from Hive, they've all been the same.
Yeah.
They're just given various degrees of differences. Whereas someone of Ian DeCastaker, all his Fitzes has never been the same. No,
it's but this time we're gonna really stretch you, and we're at the point because of Mace where we don't know who's safe and not safe.
Oh.
Because we'll get on the Mac part in a little bit. I was trying to save the Mac for next to last.
Yeah.
Because that was the toughest one for me.
Yes.
But we're seeing that anybody can be taken out. So when he has the gun pointed at Simmons' head, she could have died.
Yeah. But thanks to Radcliffe.
Nope. Yeah, because it was Radcliffe's plan all along.
Well, I did enjoy how Radcliffe came in, because Fitz saw from the footage of the security tapes that he did reveal where Backdoor is to Daisy. So knowing that, he knows that the team is going to try to be there.
Yeah.
Which they do intercept him.
Yeah.
How he gets Radcliffe to comply was to say, hey, we're building this machine to make real people. I heard you're not real anymore. but you can be.
That's very interesting too, because I was kind of curious on if you die on the outside, do you know you're dead on the inside? And we don't really know how long he's known, but
well, he was conscious when he got his wrist slit, so I think I think he's a smart enough guy. He's probably thinking, yeah, I'm gone. But I did like Radcliffe's final stand. That was actually, to me, that was a pretty good redemption moment.
Yeah, because he could have been given a new life, and like Fitz said, as many lives as you want, immortality if that's your thing.
Yeah. But he chose to do the right thing. Yeah. And I like that.
Yeah. He's kind of making up for the Hive thing.
Well, he's been shady ever since we met him. Mm-hmm. And not like the evil shady. He's just, been very...
looking out for himself.
He's just been very misguided.
Yeah.
But, so it was...
Because he even said, when he's apologizing about the whole thing, he's like, this is not how it was meant to be.
Yeah. And, well, he only did bad when we met him because, well, there was an alien threatening to kill him at every moment in time.
Yeah.
He came back and he had, very virtuous intentions. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, an evil sorcery book corrupted him. Yeah. So, you can't 100% blame him. Mm-hmm. But, again, I just really like that scene.
Yeah. So they get to the final boss battle. Because the framework is essentially a video game.
Yes.
And they find out that Ada has blocked the warp with lava.
Yes.
Because why not?
And that scene wasn't reminiscent of Terminator 2.
Right. Yeah, so Quake has to quake the lava out of the way.
Yep.
And one by one they have to jump through. And Coulson gets shot. And again, it
kind of made my heart skip a few beats.
It was one of those moments where, okay, Coulson's shot, he's dead. They got rid of Clark Gregg,
and I love the nod to the Avengers.
Yeah,
because he got shot quite a bit. Yeah, not enough for an instant kill, but he was bleeding.
Yeah,
a lot, and he was bleeding through the chest. And well, as people know, Coulson was killed in the Avengers when Loki stabbed him through the chest.
Yeah,
and he was feeling the blood. He's like, oh wow, this feels oddly familiar.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like when Marvel takes those little nods like that. So, but they were like, if we throw him back in the warp in time, he'll be perfectly fine. Which, comic book logic. And it works. It works perfectly. And I like how made it, because I thought maybe he'd hold on to May and pull her in or something like that, or she'd jump in right after. But there was that time in between where it's like, well, maybe this won't work.
Yeah. But it did.
It did. And then we get Simmons jumps in. Then we get Skye who jumps in right at the nick of time.
Yeah. Well, because going back to the beginning, to conserve power, they had to turn off their cloaking.
Yep.
Unfortunately, what happens? Yeah. What happens when you turn off your cloaking? People can see you.
Yep.
Who's looking for them? The Superior.
The Superior. Yep. Yeah, or the Russian, depending on whose recap you're reading.
Yes.
Yeah, and I like how it's like, okay, now we need all this money for virtual effects later in the episode. So this big Skye battle you're going to have, it's mostly going to be off screen.
Yes.
But it's happening. It's totally happening.
I did enjoy before the Simmons and Daisy woke up, and Piper and Yo-Yo were in the cockpit with the other guys.
Yeah.
And I love that they're getting shot, and the one guy just said it so Star Trek-y. We can't do it!
Yeah. It's like, you're a red shirt, right? So you might not want to mention Star Trek
stuff. We can't do this!
Yeah.
That's what it made me feel like.
Yeah.
Just like the direct, no, we can't get it, damn it!
Yeah. We don't have the power! So, but not everybody comes back.
And that's one thing I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna ask the questions for you. So...
Oh, Fitz comes back, by the way, just so yeah.
Well, yeah, that's how Radcliffe redeemed himself.
Yeah.
He knocked him unconscious and threw him in there.
Yeah.
But to save him.
Yeah.
Already we knew that there was going to be someone who's going to have a problem coming back. Because how is it you tell? You're so with someone like Coulson, someone like May, and if they had a chance to actually talk to Fitz, it's like there is this world where you're a really good person, or you have these things. To tell Mag, you're basically the same person, except you still have no wife,
right?
And your daughter died a long time ago,
right?
So what incentive is there?
Exactly.
In his mind, it's like, well, why do I want to go to that world.
Right.
You have a shotgun axe.
Yeah, I could make one here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What you, sir, have a daughter.
Yes.
What did Framework Mac's speech do to you?
I wept.
Yeah.
I literally cried because
Yeah.
I'm totally on Team Mac for that because it's like you could go back to nothing.
Yes.
Or you could be here in this pretend world, which is, by all accounts, real.
Yeah.
Because as long as it's real to you, it's real. And even if even if they unplug the framework and it all goes out of existence, including you, you've lived a happier life than you would never having hope. And
that's the thing.
I love that they kept playing with that name.
Yeah.
There.
I can't live without hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I
We
get what
get
you mean.
it. Her name's Hope.
I like it, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But
I think I would have chosen the same thing Mac did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because as we saw with the other guys when they woke up, it's not like I don't remember anything.
Yeah, it's like I killed dozens of people. Oh, it's fine.
If anything, I mean, I don't know. Did you see a preview of next week's?
No.
It's still unclear if Mac's gonna really make it.
Okay.
It's still unclear.
Yeah.
But if he wakes up, if he stays on the show, they keep him, he's gonna be way more miserable.
Oh yeah.
He's already miserable in that sense as it is. We saw when the Ghost Rider awoke in certain memories.
Mm-hmm.
But to wake up and like remember a whole different life he did and could have had.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, because they never make it clear, and I love that they don't make it exactly clear how far your memory in the framework goes back.
Yeah.
Because when Fitz is mentioning his stuff, he's just mentioning things we know recent.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have time to go through a whole back catalog because he gets zapped away by real life Ada.
Yes.
So yeah, Mac may have this entire life.
He makes it out.
Yeah. That his brain remembers.
Yes.
So
that I can't wait for the last 2 episodes.
Yes.
And one thing, I guess we really shouldn't be one of those people because we run a spoiler podcast.
Yeah.
But let's just say that social media kind of works in weird ways.
Yeah.
So last Friday, I woke up and I'm scrolling through the Instagram, and there's Gabriel Luna's Instagram. For those who don't remember, Gabriel Luna played Robbie.
Right.
And he posted a picture of him in his jacket saying, well, I guess the secret's out. I'll be back. And I was like, didn't know there was a secret.
Right.
And I didn't know it was out.
Right.
Thank you. I was wondering, and I'm glad you're returning, but kind of thought that was going to be a surprise.
Yeah.
Thank you again. Again, I appreciate the writers and you for coming back, but...
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, well. And then
now the secret's out.
Well, then I read the synopsis of next week's episode, and then they have put the synopsis of the finale.
Yeah.
And is 100% sure that he is in the finale.
Okay.
Next week is called The Return. So I think they may, someone's going to come back. Well, I know if someone is coming back, it's Ghost Rider.
Right.
Or is there more?
Oh. Yeah, so we'll see.
But nonetheless, the way it shapes up, I don't know how excited I am for Supergirl towards the end.
Yeah.
I just want to see Superman. I know he's coming back.
Yeah.
So that's really good.
I like Callista Flockhart as...
I do like...
Yeah, as Cat.
I have no idea what's going to happen on iZombie.
No clue on iZombie.
I hope the Flash gets the answers I want and the villain gets the fearsome presence he deserves.
Yes.
S.H.I.E.L.D., man. S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah. Till next time.
Yep.